stands at attention and swallows noisily. His voice trembles. Your lordship, we are honored by your presence. Examine the assailants. Observation. The rare, high-functioning servitors specimens present among the expired units. Such specimens are traditionally bestowed upon noble houses that are most loyal to the sacred fellowship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The ornaments dress of the deceased do differ from the implants ordinary people wear. Their intricate construction makes it clear that the deceased were no ordinary humans. As far as I know, House Garpak has received such servitors from the Crimson Priesthood as gifts in the past, although this is my first time seeing one myself. But what is this mess? See, your lordship, those people wanted to attack. The Warden Second Lieutenant of the Palace Guard, Elam Veit, reporting. Shortly before you arrived, we averted an assassination attempt on the rogue trader. Did you, though? Before I arrived, they tried to assassinate me. Right. The palace soldiers detected intruders and engaged them in combat. Where's the court chancellor, Clementa Viserion? I think she's with the rest of the House Viserion, detained in the throne room, that is. Governor Dynastem has gathered them all Dragonis nobility there to pronounce guilty verdict against House Viserion. Why is the governor not here to greet the rogue trader? We don't know, your lordship. Perhaps he is... God throws a fearful gaze at Avalanche. You could probably find him in the throne room. Yeah, you already said this. I'll take my leave. Crumple up letter inside the pocket of the assailant. Blood-soaked. Did I pick up the letter? Letter soaked with blood. Only a portion of the text is clearly legible. Careful and discreet. Keep away from the lords and ladies. You must look like a noble to the servants and the wardens. Do not engage in conversation with anyone. The task is to avoid exposing yourself ahead of time. Let the Viserions get away while the wardens are busy with the rogue trader. Wait, what? Huh? Let the Viserions get away.
Sings in my veins.
I was dodged 90.
Patience? My nerves are frayed. What lies beyond?
Something's not right. Me through, I've been playing with the Chancellor. My apologies, my lord, but you cannot go any further. Governor Dynastem's orders. It's ridiculous. I should complain. Whoever let the lordship, the rogue trader through. I only beg your pardon, your lordship. Yeah, something's not right here. You owe me. Why do I owe you money, Sneaky? How you doing?
You owe me so much monies.
Hope you're okay. Look at your face. And early Happy New Year, since it won't happen for you for many hours. I've still got like 6 hours to go myself. Wait, did my stream reset a second ago or something? Why did it send out another message? Huh? Your lordship, it is an honor. But urban drive sim seems to materialize out of thin air so suddenly that he emerged from a crowd. I regret that such unfortunate circumstances have occasioned the road trader's visit to the capital. Lordship, you are here. You please must hear us out. Road trader is undoubtedly here to listen to the testimony of each and every one of us. And to punish the traitors. I got your Christmas card? Nice. Yeah, I think I sent it like 3 days before we last spoke. It actually got there quicker than I thought, because last time it took like a month and a half for all my cards to arrive. Just cuz? Okay, I'll send you a PayPal in a bit. Rachel has, yeah, I already read that. Governor's words directed to Clementa harsh, then echoed by the scornful sneers and whispers of the assembled nobles. We've known each other for many decades, and now we have our fair share. Oh my god, I can't. A terrible camera angle here. That'll have to do. Disagreements, but do you really think my flesh and blood would trample upon the very definition of honor and loyalty? Governor sweeps his gaze over Abelard, then replies, a faint shadow of doubt in his voice. We have evidence of implicating them, Abelard. I'm sure that his lordship will arrive at a fair ruling. What are the charges? Corruption of logistical lines, bribery of adeptus administratum officials, document forgery, and organizations of heretical insurrections. On top of that, on top of the evidently devastating economic impact this has had on your protectorate, these criminals' acts have impeded the delivery of the imperial tithe, which in turn has drawn the administratum's attention. And an esteemed member of the adeptus arbitus is expected to arrive on Darkonis shortly, and before they do, we are obligated to identify and punish those responsible. This happened in my absence. When we caught wind of the rumors of your disappearance, we patiently awaited. Yeah, I doubt you patiently waited for anything. Power-hungry little shit. Then Darkonis was struck by a series of terrible events. The first was the sabotage of the logistics that hampered shipment. Then mass unrest spread across the entire planet. My noble houses began squabbling among themselves, trying to pin the blame on their rivals. We took great pains to calm them down and managed to quash the revolt, though not without help from the outside, unfortunately. The events have also been overshadowed by the, I'm ashamed to even say it aloud, your lordship, the rumors circulating among the higher houses. Some were calling for Theodora's true heir to be installed as the head of the house. Not all your subjects have forgotten his past efforts for the benefit of the Trade Protectorate. When the investigation was launched, the evidence led us to Viserions. Huh. Why the dead bodies at the entrance of my palace? Your lordship, I humbly beg your pardon. You see, right before your arrival, the palace guards discovered a plot to assassinate you. Unfortunately, the malefactors were disposed of before they could harm you. Wish to hear your account, your lordship. House Viserion denies all charges laid against it. These last few months have indeed been trying for Darkonis, but we have done our best to remedy the situation. My family's every effort was focused on stabilizing the capital's logistics and economy. So much so that we failed to notice the web of intrigue unfolding behind our backs. You're not accusing one of the Darkonis' leading noble houses of treason without airtight evidence, are you? Of course I have evidence, your lordship. The investigation was established that the members of the Viserion family, which is responsible for the Darkonis' fleet and logistics, used their contacts and influence to forge a host of documents in order to undermine the planet's supply routes and economy, thus fomenting unrest among the inhabitants. Allow me to introduce my son, Cornelius. Governor points to one lanky young man standing beside him, who bows courtly, but avoids meeting your eyes. Cornelius holds the prestigious position of the Administratum Palace. It's thanks to him that we managed to identify the. Oh yeah, okay. So your son, to trace that the entire chain of forged documents. The investigation led us to the perpetrators, who admitted to acting on the orders of the House of Viserion. It was they who were intent on spreading the idea of restoring the title of road trader to the true heir. This young man is shrouded in mist of grey and blue, sickly shadows of fear flutting around him. You support the governor's accusations. The aristocrats in attendance exchange glances, the noble lords averting their gazes, and the noble ladies hiding behind the fans. No one's willing to answer first. Baccarat sigh about, yeah, I try to sleep with your wife, mate. He's not gonna. Over the many years, Governor Drysdale earned Theodora's trust, and he holds a high office for a reason. House of Salbach, I support the accusation. Apologies, your lordship, but I wish to speak to. Of course, I agree with my husband. Drysdale would not press charges against anyone if he were not absolutely certain of the authenticity of evidence he had unearthed. I think anyone here would agree that everyone who ever had doubts of the authority of rogue traders should be persecuted. I'm sure, your lordship, that you will eradicate the scourge of heresy from your domain. Garpack. Okay. Lordship, Governor Drysdale has faithfully served the rogue trader's household in Valencius and concerned himself with the future of the trade dynasty, and so you all three of those houses hate the Viserians because of how much they are in favor. Thinks his charges against thinks that the charges against the Viserians to be sound. Okay. Speak in defense. I've already let you. I literally just let you speak. Yeah, the case seems for your words alone are enough to make me doubt the loyalty of the Viserion House. As rogue trader, I order you to release them from company at once. Sabotage the logistics, riots, conspiracy. The case appears to be flimsy. I wish to learn more. As you wish, your lordship. Speak to me when you're ready to announce your verdict. Thank you for your willingness to help, Lord Captain. I'm certain that all charges are false, and I'll be grateful for your help in exposing them as such. I think you should speak to everyone present. Standing half circle around Tarina, her son Vincent. The bodies' faces are almost. Wait. The bodies and faces of almost every member of the dynasty are covered in large, ornate cosmetics. Greeting, your lordship. May the Almighty grant you understanding. Abelard, it must be difficult for you to be here under the circumstances, with your house standing accused of such grave crime. My family, Lady Tarina, is yet to be found guilty. A verdict is for the rogue trader to reach. Yeah, I've examined the bodies of the assailants that were killed today. All of them are high-functioning servitors. Such servitors are only employed by families close to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Isn't that so? It's impossible to read Tarina's emotions in a heavily augmented face, but her sudden turn towards her family betrays her confusion and surprise. Perplexed, whispers bounce from one family member to another. Impossible. Came here by ourselves, without any servitors. We know nothing about it. Your lordship, thank you for coming to inform us of this. You have absolutely right. My house has indeed been endowed with high-functioning servitors. Blessing of those who revere the Omnissiah. Today, none of our house members were accompanied by them. What are your thoughts on it? Officially, high-functioning servitors are employed by my house and my house alone. If such units were to attack the rogue trader, suspicion would instantly fall upon the Gapraks. I assume this is what the Viserians intend. No, I don't think it's the Viserians. Yeah, I think those guys were meant to be found with the note, which were meant to confuse me, but I'm not sure certain. In your opinion, which nobles might have reason to be parties such a conspiracy? Lordship, but I'll answer truthfully. I could not be any more But I'll answer truthfully. It could be anyone. Greed, fear, and ideals can drive the most loyal subjects. Yeah, it's the unthinkable. Vincent, I speak to you. Ready to serve your lordship? What do you think of the charges against the Viserion family? Could they truly be guilty? I do not think I can doubt the validity of the accusations, but his voice trails up and he seems to retreat into himself for a moment. We'll continue. I'm not sure that the House Viserion had a reason to betray you, your lordship. I do not know any instance of where their loyalty to you and the Emperor was anything less than unwavering. Are you care for Astria Viserion? Are you prepared to watch her die? Your augment screeches slightly. The young man scrutinizes his mother and the other members for a few moments. There's something you ought to know, your lordship. Today I noticed that one of my family members to be in an odd, uncharacteristic mood. Elaine Garprak is my parental second cousin, once removed. May the Emperor save his soul. Usually reserved and self-possessed, today he is frantic and anxious, fidgety with a small piece of paper, and seemingly looking for someone to no avail. When I last saw him, he'd headed towards the entrance hall, where the altars are. Okay, perhaps you talk to him. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I think that things to be true. Okay, I'll take my leave. How's this guy? I thought it was Helen Garpak, but okay. Finely dressed man in middle years is kneeling in front of the altar, his palms folded in prayer, close to his face. The implant-free parts of his skin are sickly blue color. The nobleman does not react to your presence. You realize that he's dead. Huh. The colors of House Garprak. I do not believe he decided to take his own life in such an extravagant way. As far as I know, there is a warden post here. But I do not see any wardens. There's no one to ask about what happened here or to whom this man spoke to before he died. Examine the body. There's no visible wounds on the body, but near the edge of the gold-trimmed collar you notice a tiny puncture in his blue skin. Hey, we succeeded. Death came. We had a 50% chance, by the way. That's pretty impressive. Death came to him suddenly and ravaged his body with cramping spasms, preventing him from falling. Some rare poisons that have such side effects, such as pockets, short notes. Look around. This would be an excellent question to put together over a drive stem. Step away. Okay. What's the note say? Make sure the road trader is attacked by someone loyal. It should appear as if it was all staged to let the Viserian's family escape. This is the last assignment. Soon your debt will be paid in full. So someone got him to get the Garprak's servitors to plot an assassination, to do the assassination thing, with the note saying, "Oh, the Viserians are behind it." That's kind of how I called it earlier.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Anything going on in here? No. We'll drink a drink a drink to the pink, the pink, the pink, the savior of the human race. See if we can flirt with his wife again. Your lordship. Head Kassalback, looking like a young copy of his father, stands at a slight distance, close to his mother. The expensive yet understated dress serves to highlight the dazzling beauty of Macariz's wife. Your lordship, I'm delighted you have chosen to grace us with your attention. Yeah, let's kiss her hand. How kind of you to say, your lordship. Burning eyes fixed on you, Sailback straightens and leans forward, trying to partially occupy the space between you and his eyes. Set against the doom and gloom of the current events, your husband's dour family, you look especially dazzling, Regina. Really, your lordship, I am glad to hear this. from the road trader, especially today. Step away from his lordship. Oh, Throne Preserve, you Macaria, stop being jealous and making a scene over nothing just because a crude blockhead like you lacks the refinement and courtesy of Weaver One Valencius, you know. His bonnet all poisons the air around him wherever he goes. Once he gets something into his head, he heads off to remove the heads of others just to prove that he was right. Really believe they're guilty. There's a proof of the guilt. They have no means of which to refute it. Even if I were to entertain the idea that the Viserions were being framed, how much longer would their house have lasted anyway? Yeah, you're an asshole. That's why I don't mind. Like, yeah. My advice to House Viserion would be not to appeal the road trader for help. Okay. I remember seeking your advice. Nope. With a motive to conspire against me. House Divestone wishing to expand their clout. House Gaprak, who lost their influence after Kiva Gamma incident. House Sailback, whose patriarch is too direct in communication with a rogue trader. Anyone could have reason to conspire against you, and equally, they could have none. The same sense to the opponents of high-functioning servitors. Do you think the Gaprats are behind the attack? I always thought Torino too weak to participate in such risky ventures, but it seems I was wrong about him. I discovered a body in the palace. A man in the house, Gaprak, was killed praying to the Emperor. He had a note on him. Do you know anything about it? I know nothing about this note. Okay. Damn, I wanted to talk to her directly. You draw close to the warden, step aside, bowing respectfully, allowing you to approach the Viserion family. Clementina, tired and slightly disheveled, is first to bow her head in deference to you. Several men and women behind her follow suit. Lordship, accept my humble apologies for failing to greet you properly, and thanks for agreeing to speak to me before making your final decision. Charges brought by the governor are severe, but I can assure you of this, and I swear on my honor, we are not guilty of the crimes that the House Viserion is accused of. You were the acting head of the family. You were supposed to take care of each and every member of a family member, and now you're being accused of treason and collusion against the rogue trader. The entire family is facing death. How can you let this happen? Are you truly guilty? Be honest. I tolerate no lies. Clementina, if you know that a member of the family is guilty of the crimes you're being accused of, Abelard, it is your family too, you know. My apologies. I should not lose my composure. No member of the House of Viserion is involved in conspiracy against his lordship. Okay, I didn't think so. He claims you forged documents. Fleet is the primary remit of the House Viserion and is our responsibility. Logistics and supply routes are another area of responsibility. We have no direct influence on the inner workings of the Adeptus Ministratum. The large-scale deliveries were cancelled after quantities of food were miscalculated by Kirks in the Ministratum. Then we were faced with incorrect weather data and a meager fuel budget. It was clear that the cause of all these problems was calculations performed in the Administratum, one way or another. But no matter how many times we asked, we could not obtain any clarification on the matter. Found this letter on the heretics. Yeah, who planned the attack. When can you tell me about it? Lordship, to let's be frank, it would be foolish for me to try to orchestrate something like this, knowing how many wardens are patrolling your palace. I would not let myself or anyone in my family get involved in such schemes. Yeah, do you know anything about them? Servitors? Is that so? I've encountered servitors that were indistinguishable from normal augmented humans, but only once. Accompanying several members of the Gaprak house, you know. If you're not guilty, who is? Who stands to gain from framing you? Anyone, really. The other houses consider us unworthy of our position, and many would jump at a chance to get rid of us and gain control over what was once our domain. Planet's fleet and logistics, at the very least. Yeah, Lady Theodora chose to grant noble status to the House Viserion, but the other nobles, which